Welcome to another version of Lee's Open Mic. And today we're proud to say we got Gary Owen sitting over there across from us. Good to see you there, buddy. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
I thought that was zen of me.
Very nice of you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You've been at it for a while. How long you been doing the stand-up?
20 years.
Is that really?
20 years this year.
So, your evolution of that, when you think about, where you were, where you are now, you happy with it?
I don't see. Here's the thing: as a comic, I don't think you're ever happy.
Right.
You're content, but you're not happy. Like there's always new goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you first start stand-up, you just want to get on stage,
Yep.
and then you hope you can get on the road, and then you hope to be a headliner, and then it starts to become a business. Then you hope to get on TV shows, movies. Then you hope to be selling out and go to theaters. There's always new goals. I say if you sell 10,000 tickets, you want to sell 20,000 tickets. It never stops.
Yeah.
You never achieve what you want to achieve.
But you feel like that when, you're on stage, you're comfortable enough to do whatever it is that you want to achieve as far as the show itself, the business outside. But when you're on stage, you feel like you're in command of who you are and what your voice is, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It takes a couple years to find out your voice, I think, on stage.
Yeah.
And then you find out your mannerisms and your movements and how you want to deliver the jokes. And you find your niche, too. You find out what people are coming to see me. So let me make sure my jokes are catered to that audience.
Yeah, well, you get a lot of young comics that ask me questions, and this is the thing that I always. You tell me if you believe this to be true. You got to sort of. There's one you can talk about it. You got to die like 1,000 deaths to really feel confident to some degree.
1,000 deaths?
Well, maybe for you 15.
I'm thinking a couple.
Well, I don't mean it doesn't have to be devastating, but you got to feel really insecure to find that sort of zen moment where, you know what, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing about stand-up, man. We've all had our bad nights, but you do it long enough, you start to figure out, okay, this audience doesn't want to hear this, they want to hear this.
Yeah.
And you can't even explain it. It's just a vibe when you get on stage. And like you said, you do this long enough, you don't get nervous anymore, you get anxious.
Right.
Or
you get angry.
Or angry. I don't try to get angry too much,
Yeah.
but it's like, even when you see you have a flat audience, you're like, okay.
I'm working the problem now.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out and get
Right.
them on my side somehow. Where in the past, when you first start,
Panic.
or you don't have any right or lefts. Your jokes is a one-lane road. You're like,
Yeah.
I can't turn right or left. This is all I got.
Right.
And now you're like this. I got to do a U-turn. Figure this out.
Yeah. You got an interesting sort of style and career. You got accolades from where a lot of comics didn't get. Like, was it Ebony Magazine said you were Black America's favorite white
comedian.
comic?
Yeah. I go back to it. You don't choose your audience; they choose you. And it just my first couple times on TV, it was on BET. So that's the audience that was exposed to me.
Yeah.
And then it seems like every movie I've been in, except for one, had a black lead actor.
Right.
And I always say I'm not going to say no to those phone calls.
No.
It's nice to have an audience.
Yeah. Well, how did that work for you? Were you doing urban rooms? What was going on? So that was your stage.
Well, here's the thing. When I started doing stand-up, I couldn't get on stage a lot. Yeah. I was in San Diego. I was in the military. And I started to just kind of make my way. I knew there was a karaoke bar on Tuesdays. It wasn't a karaoke bar. It was a Mexican restaurant. But it was all black people that went to it and did karaoke on Tuesdays. So I got with a dude that did the karaoke. I said, can I tell jokes? And he was like, I'll see how it works out. It worked out. So every Tuesday, everybody knew I was going to go up and do 5 or 10 minutes in the middle of this karaoke night. Yeah. And I would go to nightclubs. There was a nightclub in San Diego called Mr. O's. And it was on Fridays and Saturdays. I would go there, and in the middle of the nightclub, they would stop the music, and they'd give me a mic. And I would just start talking smack about the audience for 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like making my own stages, even though there wasn't really a comedy club I could go to.
Right.
I was just kind of making my way.
But it was sort of melding you, too, into your character.
Yeah,
as to what
of course.
It's interesting for me because if I had to choose, if you said, okay, Lee, you can do either show, and you've got this all-white audience, or you've got this all-black audience, I probably might go for, because my experience has been, I'm going to get more energy
from the black audience?
From the black audience.
The thing about the black audience is there's no skeletons in the closet. There's none. They just want you to tell you how it is. Then they don't want to be snowballed. I've noticed that. Like, be who you are. Don't be somebody you're not on stage.
Right.
If you're really white and you really talk proper, Just be that dude.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it. If you have a Southern accent, have a Southern accent.
I did a show once, and this is embarrassing to say, but it was for an all-black audience, and I changed a punch from Brad Pitt to Denzel to patronize, you know, and they sensed it. They smelled it on me
immediately,
and they turned on. And I deserved it.
Yeah,
I deserved that.
Yeah.
But since then, just what you said is so true. If you are just who you are and you're passionate about it, that's universal for any audience. Just for that experience, you get more love and energy in the room usually when that happens.
Just be you. I saw Sebastian I can never pronounce his last name. Melikonox, I don't know.
Whatever.
I know he knows who I am. He's a great comic, right? I saw him go up in front of an all-black urban room at the end and destroyed, but he was him.
Right.
You know, he went up there and he was Sebastian with his own mannerisms, his own way of speaking, and the crowd ate it up. They loved it because it was something they hadn't seen before either.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Just be yourself. If they don't like you, who cares?
Right.
Move on.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're getting paid, hopefully, so just get the check and get out of there. You've parlayed that into you've done stage, you've done movies, TV, that kind of thing. What's the craft taught you about that? I mean, anything that maybe gives you an advantage that just some actor doesn't get?
Well, I've learned that, especially in auditions, you got to bring it down because as comedians, we're loud normally. And I've learned that in auditions, a lot of times they don't want you to be loud. Don't be in there yelling your lines out and just be, you know, don't be over the top with the funny. So stand-up has really, you know, in a way, it taught me how to not be an actor, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because I've gone in and they're like, yo, you're too over the top. You're way too much. This guy's subtle. I'm like this. Oh, I'm okay. I'm not on stage anymore. I'm just talking one-on-one with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's all a process. One hand feeds the other. You know, as a stand-up, you know, my goal is just want to make people laugh. It's the same way when I get into an audition room or do TVs and movies. I just got to wait for the last maybe 9 months when the movie comes out.
Was there any guys that were inspiring to you when you were coming up or just growing up as a kid?
We used to sneak and listen to Sam Kinison cassette tapes when I was growing up. We'd be like, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
That was like our guy. Of course, everybody had Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
But I felt like everybody knew Eddie Murphy. I felt like Sam Kinison was my little crew of guys. There's 4 of us. That was our secret. Like, oh, we got somebody else you don't know about.
Yeah.
You know?
Talk about verbal command. I don't know if anybody's had more just vocal command of an audience than Sam Kinison.
Oh, but
just deliver, and again, it comes from that background he had where he was a minister or whatever he was.
And I always thought like he was doing something nobody else was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was bringing phones on stage. Just before cell phones. He was bringing a real, like a rotary phone and having guys or girls call their exes that did them wrong, and he would just be the nice guy and then start cursing them out. And the crowd would eat it up. And I remember seeing a video of that and be like, oh my God, this guy's doing it different.
Yeah.
You know, I used to stand outside the the Funny Bone, the old Funny Bone in Cincinnati. Ray Combs owned it.
Yeah.
And
Catacombs.
I used to stand outside there and listen to stand-ups. And I wasn't old enough to get in. I was a teenager. And I remember just thinking, I would talk to the door guy, and he's like, dude, why are you always here on the weekend? That's where I would go. Yeah. And I told him, I said, I'm going to be a stand-up. Not I want to be. I was like, I'm going to be a stand-up.
Right.
And he's like, you ever been on stage? I go, but I'm going to do it. And I'll never forget the door guy. He was a big black dude, bald head, had a big hoop earring like Mr. Clean. He started letting me sit in. I sit in the back. He had like 2 bar stools like this. And me and him would sit there and we'd talk about the comics that was on stage. And he'd start giving me burgers and Pepsi and stuff. Yeah. He was great. He was like my guy.
Summer camp. That was your tutelage. Right
yeah.
There. And gigs, as far as bad gigs, give me a moment where it was just horrendous.
Evansville, Indiana. Probably about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be bad. We went to Outback before the show to get something to eat. And I told them, my opener, I said, look around. He goes, what? I go, nobody's talking. Nobody was having any discussions at the restaurant. Either they were eating or it was a husband and wife just sitting like this.
Yeah.
The host got no laughs. My feature got no laughs. And then I go up. I'm supposed to do an hour. I'm about 15 minutes in. I'm not getting nothing. Yeah. They're just sitting there looking at me. And I told the crowd, I go, hey, guys, this is it, man. Later, the cable guy's not walking through that door. And the guy goes, stood in the back, goes, whoa! Those are big shoes to fill, buddy. I'm like, watch out. I was like,
don't even
hate this town.
Don't even mention his name.
Yeah, I've never been back.
Gary Owen, again, thank you, sir, for stopping in.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Good talking with you. Guys, that'll do it for this version of Lee's Open Mic.